on?
The council wants to cut all these old trees down.
What? They can't do that. I grew up around here. I had my 5th birthday party just over there.
Well, you can say goodbye to them forever if the council gets their way. There's a spare chain if you want to join us.
You know what? Screw it. I'm in. Chain me up, boys! Sorry, chainsaw guy. You're not getting anywhere near this one.
These guys think they can do whatever they want, but there'll be no women's hospital on our watch.
Sorry, what was that about a women's hospital?
That's why they're tearing down these trees. They want to build a whole hospital just for women. It's nuts.
So it's not really about the trees then?
No, it's mainly about stopping the women's hospital.
You know what? I just remembered I have to take my dog to a friend's house. So I can't actually do this right now. Oh, can that padlock guy come back over here?
No, he's all chained up now. We're in this for the long haul. If you need a wee, just go on your pants. It feels gross at first, but you get used to it. Okay, guys, let's practice our chant. Ready?
No women's hospital! No women's hospital! No women's hospital! No women's hospital! No women's hospital!
No women's hospital on this particular spot. But yes, women's hospital somewhere else. Whoa, you're not going to show those to anyone, are you?
From the New Zealand Herald. It's the biggest newspaper in the country.
Oh, well, you should probably know that there's actually 2 separate protests happening here right now. My one, which is just about the trees, and then those guys' one over there, I don't know what theirs is about. I haven't really been listening.
So you don't want to save the trees?
Well, no, I do. It's just more complex than that.
Look, it's really simple. All of us here, chained to these trees, believe that women shouldn't have any rights, okay?
Okay, great. We just need you to shuffle around a little bit so we can get you all in the same shot.
Well, how about 2 separate shots? One of me, of the tree, by myself, and then one of thee, involuntary celibate, doing this.
Hi, it's Britt. Yeah, I'm at the park. I think you should get a camera crew down here. There's a woman at a men's rights protest. Be a whole feature, you know. Women who hate other women.
Biggest newspaper in the country. If you need to wait, just go on your face.
You know what? It's not worth it. Hey, chainsaw guy! You come and cut this one down. I'm going home.
Direct action! What is it? Does it work? Yes! Roll the intro!
The Citizen's Handbook. The Citizen's Handbook.
Oh, hi! And welcome back to the Citizen's Handbook, which you've probably realised isn't even a book. It's a video. Presumably by now you've either become a powerful person or pressured powerful people into changing the world and now everything's fine. Thanks! Or maybe that didn't happen. Maybe you didn't get into a position of power and the people in power won't listen to you. Well, what do you do now? Give up? Well, you could, and I'd still respect you for giving it a good go. But there is another option. You could always just fix the thing you want fixed, whether you've got permission or not. In activism circles, this more direct form of action is called direct action. Catchy. It's story time. Oh, wrong chair. Once upon a time, it was the 1960s, and France was testing its nuclear bombs in the Pacific Ocean, and they were like, "Hello everyone, we're declaring 100,000 square miles off limits because we're going to be doing a lot of very big explosions, okay?" So David McTaggart, who was a former chairman of Greenpeace International, was like,
"Screw you, France, I'm gonna go to that bit of water to stop you from exploding your big murder bombs, okay?"
And the French were like, "Okay, this is annoying to us. We are going to ram your tiny ship now if this is okay. You may die, but this is a risk we are willing to take." But McTaggart didn't die, and he kept going back. And in 1973, the French were like, Okay, you are making it very difficult for us to destroy the environment and test our big bombs that we love so much, so we're going to board your ship and start beating you with batons now. And a 19-year-old called Anna Horn caught the beatings with her camera, and everyone saw the photos and was like, "Hey France, this sucks!" Eventually, France became so frustrated that in 1985, 2 French spies blew up a bomb on a Greenpeace ship called the Rainbow Warrior. The ship sank and a man on board named Fernando Pereira drowned. But Greenpeace kept going. They launched a new ship called the Rainbow Warrior 2. This time it's personal, and all their direct actioning grew into a movement. New Zealanders are fiercely proud of the time they told France to piss off, and hating nuclear weapons has been a pretty big thing for us ever since. We took France to the International Court of Justice, we said no to America's nuclear ships, and we were one of the 50 original countries who signed the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons. And a lot of that was inspired by a dude with a boat who decided to go where he wasn't supposed to go. The end. There's a long history of direct action in Aotearoa. When the New Zealand company claimed to own Ngāti Toa land, Te Rauparaha appealed to the commissioner and asked him to settle the dispute. That's indirect action. But while he was waiting for the commissioner to get back to him, some New Zealand company people turned up with muskets, and the people of Ngāti Toa were forced to defend their land. That's direct action. If the government suddenly declares that the land you live on has been confiscated, you've got 2 options. You can obey their orders, try to find somewhere else to live and run a campaign to ask for your land back, or you could just ignore their order and stay put. That's what Te Whiti Orongo Mai and Tohu Kākahi of Taranaki and Te Atiawa did. The settler government said to them, "Hi, all your land's confiscated actually, so we'll be taking that." And so Te Whiti and Kākahi founded the pacifist community of Parihaka and politely disagreed. In 1878, the government started surveying the land for European settlement, and Parihaka went out, removed the survey pegs, and continued ploughing their land. The government arrested people and sent them to prisons in the South Island, where some died, but they just kept turning up, ready to plough. The movement kept growing, and in the 1870s, Parihaka became the largest Māori settlement in the country. If your goal is to keep your land, the direct action you can take is to not leave your land. At that point, the only way people can take it from you is by violent force. And you'd think that most people wouldn't be evil enough to do that. Unfortunately, John Bryce is not most people. On the 5th of November 1881, he led 1,600 volunteers and constabulary field force troops in an attack on Parihaka. The press were banned from attending the attack, but we do know that the police were greeted by thousands of residents of Parihaka sitting peacefully, with children skipping and singing. Te Whiti and Kākahi were arrested and held in prison for months before they even faced trial. The soldiers looted and destroyed most of the buildings and raped many of the women and girls. Without their land, the evicted people starved and were forced to take jobs from the very people who had attacked them. It's one of the worst things New Zealand settlers ever did, and it was the Crown that orchestrated the attack. And at this point, you might be thinking, well, I'm absolutely never going to engage in any direct action. This all sounds horrible. And it is. But there are 2 key outcomes of the actions of the people at Parihaka. One, it exposed the horrific nature of New Zealand colonisation. And 2, it provided a model of non-violent direct action that has lasted to this day. Historians have noted that Mahatma Gandhi learnt about the strategies of Parihaka, reinforcing his own theories of passive resistance. And here in New Zealand, occupation of contested land is still a vitally important strategy of effecting change. At Takaparafo, aka Bastion Point, protesters defied the government and the Supreme Court for 507 days, occupying the land. Until, again, on the 25th of May 1978, armed police turned up to remove them. But the protesters did achieve real victories. The Crown invented the Waitangi Tribunal, and Ngāti Whātua Ōrākei put forward a treaty claim. And 10 years after the occupation, they won. the Crown gave back the land, gave them $3 million, the equivalent of one Auckland house, and passed the Ōrākei Act, 1991, recognising their rights under the Treaty of Waitangi. Direct action can be useful in and of itself. If you never stop occupying the land and people stop bothering you about it, then good news, you won. But even if your direct action fails, it can form part of an overall campaign that is successful. Look at the occupation or reclamation of Ihumātao. While staying on the whenua is a key part of their campaign, that direct action is part of a campaign that includes many indirect actions to pressure people in power. The people of Makaurau Marae in the Ihumātao Papakāinga have been to the UN 3 times. They've lodged petitions, written letters to politicians, given comments to reporters. They've been to the Environment Court, Māori Land Court, the Tenancy Tribunal, the Waitangi Tribunal, and they're in constant dialogue with all stakeholders. And finally, of course, we're not telling you to break the law. We're just telling you that throughout history, people have broken the law and achieved their aims. But you shouldn't do that. I mean, people have done it and it worked, but you shouldn't. Okay? And I'm being told by the lawyers that I have to stop right now. Okay, ka kite. We'll see you next time. Okay, bye. Thanks. Okay, quickly. Move.